Oh, now I remember. We needed to. I was like, have I done something wrong here? But I just now. Do you understand now what I mean with I'm knackered in my head? Like I'm so gone. Now I understand what was happening here. I was like, I'm pretty certain we never finished the last trial. We never won it. We never lost it. I don't think we lost it at least. I was sitting there like, what fucking going on? Why are we here? But we're here because we needed more investigation. Also, we're gonna do voices today. Do I have anything? Hold on, where's my drink? Hold on, I'm actually gonna drink this up and then make new one. There we go. Well, because I'm gonna do so many voices today, I'm probably just actually moving. There we go. Now I have a new drink, so now I can do voices whenever I need to. I'm just gonna... There we go, nice. Okay, so we have the soap. We already know that the soap was meant to steal the gas by actually using... Okay, try to recap here. So... yeah, we never used this thing because we never found out what this is used for. It is an envelope, but we don't know why. That is from last time. We know that he actually had an ice penny in here, which he used on this to steal gas by actually letting it just run down the bottom and just melt. Like melt and run down the bottom. And we know that he never drank his tea, and that's why this ring is. Because he used the ring... No, he used the ring. What the fuck am I saying? He used the tea for stealing gas. But because we don't have any clear evidence now, because it was literally... They couldn't check for... Okay, here. Can you decide on which side you're gonna be on? West or east? Thank you. I don't even think this is gonna work. So, because we actually had now tea to test for poison, and we don't really know if there is any poison at all or whatsoever right now, because he used the tea to actually make coins. We had to more or less do more investigation because of lack of evidence. Well, we made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of clothes were shaves. There's so many carriages on the street of London. You were very nearly flattered several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naroda-san. It was, I was in the awe of you. Oh, thank you. I know that you proved exploits have won us some more precious investigation time. Let's see if we can't find out some new clues for the court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Is everything alright? Yeah, I suppose I still can't believe it. That's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. Did the old bailies know less? The truth is, it shouldn't be me, shouldn't it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean, I never had a chance to ask him exactly why, but I clearly had a plan. I couldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. I'm doing wonderful, Miss Naruto-san. I have no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Thank you, Susato-san. Okay, so we're gonna go and investigate some stuff and just take the mouse out of the way. Do we have anything to talk about? Okay, I don't. This is more or less just if I need some information. Let's go and check if they actually checked the tea. I want to know what they're doing up here, right? Down here, somewhere, right now. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we're hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you are aware. Yeah, I know the score. Oh, yes. One other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With a tea in it? Yeah, we found it all right. There was a small amount of tea in it, as you said. I knew it. Ha! It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. The result should be available later today. That's wonderful news. Thank you. He has some second thoughts about something, because he has the look right now like it's good, we did find the tea, but where is the but? Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. Okay, I think we're like, I literally just saw that thing. All over this order, yep. Don't come back until you got something for me, he says. Oh dear, poor you. Yep, poor me. Because we already searched every bleeding nook and cranny in this place. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. Thank goodness for warm chips, is all I can say. Well, at least it's honest. The problem is I cannot really see because it's like behind my goddamn camera thing. So I'm just gonna like do this whenever I'm behind there. So we can check this again. If you run out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. But the need of London's winter can be very harsh. That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing, they run out of small change. London's winter can be very harsh for the forgetful too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it to spring. That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove. Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there. Yes, from the water dripping out of the after the ice coin melted, as established in court this morning. It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it? This Jamson must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose. It was an ingenious idea, I'll give him that. So, it turns out that Mr. Shakespeare wasn't eating this soap at all. That's right. The mystery of why he had it in on the plate while he's holding a fork in his hand is solved. Yes, to precise his latest ice coin out of his mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two. It certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. We've checked that. The sun never shines in this room, thanks to that depressing bricked-up window. Yet, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set up some soap outside, can you? That sounds like a very wise life lesson, Mrs. Soto. Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Miss Naruto. That's true. That's literally what he did. Ah, the ill-fated teacups, from which the two men drank on the ill-fated night. During their heated literate battle debate, yes. Who's stronger, Romeo or Juliet? It sounds like it was a quite discussion. No, I think of it. I'm sure that the two lovers in the play ended their lives with poison. That's fiction, Miss Asuto. Let's hope it stays that way. Like, I believe I thought something like that last time as well. Only that I kind of forgot it. It was like in Shakespeare. Wasn't there like Romeo and Juliet did poison themselves? Well, I never said it. I did have it as a thought, but I never said it. I think I've checked everything here actually. Okay. Let's go to Briar Road then. There is an update here, so we can go and check this at least. That's checked. Everyone seems to be on a bicycle outside the Garrideb residence. I read that bicycles are extremely popular all over Great Britain at the moment, in fact. That one seems very warped though, especially the front wheel. Is that to make it more of a challenge to ride, do you think? No, I'm afraid that maybe the result of the rider's incompetence. Also, I just realized that sometimes I actually more or less go into the role, that whenever I play, or whenever I more or less just do the voices, I end up like grimacing as well. Like, for example, if he's like confused, I'm like acting confused as well. I don't know why the hell I started doing that though. Then there gotta be a chance Miss Natsume has been practicing on this bicycle, I think. Oh dear, I fear you may be right. Here we have this guy at least. Oh. Why if somebody built a snowman on some sort of pedestal, do you think? That's not a pedestal, Miss Naruto. That's a part of the snowman's body. Really? He's already had a perfect good body. Well, it's true that British snowmen are usually made with 2 balls of snow. But this is a foreigner. And now we're looking at him as if he's strange. Poor man, I know how he feels. If anything, it's a Japanese and British 2-ball snowmen that are strange one, isn't it? After all real people have 3 sections: head, torso, and legs. Do you ever think that perhaps you think about things too much? So this is not a British person who made this. Do they actually do that? Just 2 balls? Why the fuck did I say it like that? Do they make snowmen with just 2 snowballs? Like, I am so used with actually using 3 for some reason. Well, mostly because that is the reason I've always been doing it. But like, because like I am playing like some Animal Crossing right now. I know like you can make a snowman in that, but that's a game. But I didn't know that I actually made it with just 2. Let's see. The Garrideb seems to be out. Oh well. I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Okay. We're gonna see if we can talk to Natsume, perhaps. If we're allowed. Nope, we're not allowed yet. Okay, so I'm just gonna like head out to everywhere I can be right now. Oh, there's the rat again. you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance. Yes, I hear angry voices. Ooh, what the fuck? Be not angry, oh ample lady. Verily thou art mistaken.
Mistaken my foot. You were looking at my painting.
The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. You are... Like... I think I discussed this last time. Just because of his, like, acting all this time, he's like, acting so dumb. Like, literally, it's like... You're, like, mistaken. You were looking at my painting. And his answer is, like, the man hath not heard... The man hath not... The eye of man hath not heard. And the ear of man hath not seen. Like, that doesn't even... He's just not even answering the question. He literally is like... Oh yeah, I don't really give a shit. I just want to, like, do something here. That was foul indeed. The poison that mustached villain giveth me. Forgive me, lady.
I wish that you died from that poison.
God have mercy, ample lady. But thou sayest I have vigor still. Behold my Shakespeare dance. Behold my Shakespeare dance. Sorry, I don't know why my more or less became monotone with him for a moment there. This is rather ominous, doesn't it? I guess he must have been in here because he was like got poisoned, and I think she might have still been here as well. Could you just fuck off, please? Ah, Lord, this is the liar from the land where riseth the sun. How no? What are you doing here, Mr. Shakespeare? Mary, I do believe I'm returned unto another world.
He was looking at that was what he was doing, looking at my terrible work.
Eastern, do you understand what I mean now? It's literally like she says something. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna continue. Eastern fellow, so dark clad. Fate thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Well, thank you. But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderful for you tomorrow, does it? Also, I just realized his bag's on his eyes right now. He looks kind of menacing. Oop. How the fuck did you manage to make it so straight by just stroking it? Okay, why did I say it like that as well? I don't know what I'm talking about today. A non-excuse. I believe that means excuse me. Yeah. Thank you for leaving. There's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's like, what was it doing in here?
I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person.
I think he's more awful than you are, don't worry. Oh, Miss Green, is everything alright?
Oh yes, I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I'm getting ready to leave now.
Oh, I see. We're delighted that you will soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green.
Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
So I cannot talk to her. Can I? So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am, thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Well, yes, it's really an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I'm concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already.
What a terrible week it's been for you.
Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I look back on this fondly.
Really?
Why? Anyway, I must be getting my belongings now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. I'm very like curious about this painting, but apparently I cannot like. I can apparently not check the painting. I think we're like checked everything.
That must be a bag of Miss Green's personal belongings.
She had been brought directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, though.
I expect a friend or family member probably brought some things for her.
Alright then, let's see what's inside. A change of clothes, no doubt, and...
No, Miss Naruto, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings.
But the young maidens might have chocolates or biscuits or caramel. Bloody hell, is that what you're looking for? Well, I guess we're done here. It's kind of interesting that we actually found... I don't know why, but for some reason I got back to this. He may not leave this area. I just thought of like Shakespeare. Like, what if it is so insane he's actually supposed to stay here? Oh, that would be fucking wonderful. Okay, let's go here, because I don't really know what else to do. Alright, we're on the right side of the thing. Sholmes is on the left side.
Oh, Runo, Susie. Hooray, you're back. Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirit as always, I see. I am. You look immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come back at a better time. I just made a pot of tea. I'll set up some cups.
Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what's that foul smell? Ah, the one returns at last. Where on earth have the pair of you been? We've been in court. Oh, for my mustache's case, for Mr. Mustache's case. Was that today, was it?
I'm sure I mentioned only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm sure you think you did. What the hell is wrong with this guy sometimes? Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go? Reasonably well so far. We managed to escape without a guilt verdict at least. Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long. Is Laurent seeks an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes? Naturally. There is not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Naruto. Not quite what I asked, but still. Yeah, that's a bit of an odd bot. I think my numbers thing on my thing here is a bit broken. No, wait, no, it works. It just needed to update a bit for some reason. Mr. Sholmes, is whatever is that odor? Yes, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful. Ah, indeed, that's a scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science. Oh dear. Alright, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Well, I would probably bite on whatever he is gonna talk about, but I'm not gonna bite in whatever he's talking about. Because if it smells that bad, it probably tastes as bad as well. Isn't it something like the taste has something to do with the sense of smell? I just like doing that a bit. Lord Baroque Van Seek. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailiffs. Once the legendary prosecutor have fought for someone's conviction, the prosecuting person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts. Sooner or later, the hapless soul will vanish from the capital. But vanish how exactly? That's kind of fun. And now he says vanish from the capital. But our Asian... Wait, I don't know why I say Asian. I know it's Japanese from... like, our friend, at least, is actually going back home. So he's actually disappearing from the continent. But vanish how exactly? By falling under a passing carriage, or drowning in the Thames, or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue, being set upon by a highwayman. Sorry, but my hair is straight more or less poking me in my eye. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow. It all seems a little far-fetched, really. Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit. For the time being, at least. That's not really reassuring. My hair. Oh, I have to more or less go and clip just, I don't know, zzz myself. No, I'm not gonna have like shave, but I'm gonna at least need to like have a clip or something.
If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquainted are, well, by Lord Van Seek's own hand.
As it happens, Miss Susato, that is quite impossible.
Oh, why?
Naturally, the man is very quick, came under such suspicion. However, whenever the incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast iron alibi. Really? And so his regime continued. But 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again. That is, until you arrived in the country, Miss Naruto. Yes, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial in Old Bailey's. The bitter fight to the death coincided with the Reaper's resurrection, and really did end bitterly indeed. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again.
Oh, poor Runa. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky. Or incredibly unlikable.
I don't think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people. So, what is that incredibly foul smell? Ah, well, most probably this, I would say. What is that? My dear fellow, it is, of course, my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not a tea is genuine at a drop of some tea. What do you mean by genuine? Do you mean like poisoned or not? Or what are you babbling about, mate? There are some unscrumptious sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high quality tea, but in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor. Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior. So, when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris? Oh, tea.
At the ready, Hurley.
Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens? It's turned completely black. I can see that on that screen.
And what a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed. The blacker the tea becomes and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It will appear that this cup was particularly fine Darjeeling. That's very ingenious. But what do you do with that black liquid now? Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you?
There does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes.
Hence, why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madame. Right. Why do I get the feeling we're gonna test the tea later with this? And just realize it's not tea? And that... Nah, well, Wait, Didn't our friend actually say more or less felt that he was getting suffocated the same evening? Is that because of the goddamn tea? Hold on here a second. I need to check something in the court records. Ah, no, that's a book handle. We don't have anything because it never was poisoned. Shit. The point is, we are entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation also.
Yes, forensic science. Oh, they're such exciting times.
I regularly engage in this scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Sherlock Holmes method will be a foundation upon which modern investigate techniques is based. This little tea in the Indican was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research. Yo! Hi, Akotore, welcome! Welcome to the stream. Hold on. Always have to do this. There we go. Hey, it works. Apex Legends. There are many people playing Apex Legends recently. Oh yeah. I hope you have a good day at least. It's fine. I'm a bit tired in the head because I've like been trying to program for the whole day without getting anywhere. So I'm mostly just tired in my head because of trying to figure out what to do. Else, everything is fine. Everything is absolutely fine. So I'm just like chilling here right now, resting my head a bit and just playing some games. It felt even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Seek seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. Indeed, it is an interesting observation.
Do you know something about it? Do you, Sholmes?
Ah, yes. I do voices for these games, which sometimes is absolutely ridiculous. It was about 10 years ago that Baron Van Seeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan. I think we actually heard about that. He did actually have a companion from Japan, or at least a friend or acquaintance or something.
No.
Well, tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened? I believe I made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair. I think the only one that can tell us about that is actually Lord Van Seeks. The veil will be lifted on the events of the past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe. Yes, we're trying to help our Japanese friend from being in a second trial, more or less just 1 or 2 days after the first one. Just because some Shakespeare wannabe is a bit of a happy person. I really don't like that guy. That guy is like really like he is like actively oblivious about stuff. It's not like he's oblivious like he doesn't understand it. He's just oblivious because he wants to. Like if someone talks something about him or trying to tell him something, it literally is like using some sort of Shakespeare quote or something that doesn't mean shit to then just walk away. So your T-test. I forgot to read all of that. An essential tool in case that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is high or inferior quality. Not a huge number of cases then. Yeah, so I literally just made a liquid that causes tea of high quality to turn black and foul. Because that means it is high quality. I like, it would be better if it was the other way around. Because it literally just makes a good cup of tea and then throw it away. Perhaps more practical example is required. Fingerprints. Not yet accepted in our courts as evidence, I might add. Really, we're dragging our heels here. And fingerprints is very usually used right in these times. I don't remember, like, is there actually, like, there are similar pairs in the world, or is there, like, no similar pair? I'm pretty certain most likely it could at least exist two equal. I don't know. I actually don't remember. I believe I read it somewhere. Which is partly why I undertake research in this field of myself, of course. Does that mean you study fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes? There are others in that field already. And I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, sure, fine. A nomenclature of my own design, as this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals object touched by which person is under investigation. Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes. As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black. Yeah, like the tea. Also, I'm pretty certain he said it was a byproduct. How does it manage to make something that turns tea just black and foul as a byproduct of something else? Also, how do I know that a byproduct actually becomes something? I assure you, my dear fellows, you will witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed. I think that was all for this little session, I guess. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can uncover any new clues. That's the spirit, Runo. See you later. Yes, until later. I do love that both of them do the same thing. No, Sholmes, we're thinking you'd come with us. You? Where? You were? Yes, of course. You said just a moment ago. You said you would witness your forensic talent in action. Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in a likelihood, probably. Maybe. Well, I might. Your commitment astonishes me. He is so forgetful. We did say we were going to a trial this morning, and he literally is like, oh, you did tell me. When? Just yesterday. Okay. Bye-bye, Runo. Bye, Susie. Okay, let's continue on then. Oop. So, we technically were there before, but something might have updated. Let's check. Oh, yeah. He is here. That's what's been updated. So, I am actually gonna talk to him now. Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there? What a question indeed. What is not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Boy, what are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems. It's now the time, Mr. Sholmes. Are you about to show us your forensic talent in action, as you promised? With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madame. Yeah, so we have been here, but we wasn't there before. Oh, he has the goggles on. What's all this? All this is precisely what you requested, Miss Naruto. Election's sensational skin print seeker gun. Also, to say something clear, I do have my chat over there, so I cannot technically see the teacup. I can see the little handle of it. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim. A sample from Mrs. Shakespeare's cup. Each individual leaves a microscopic secretion on everything he or she touches. The thing is, I'm pretty certain he's right about that, but to more or less just state that out is just... Ugh. Okay, fine. A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this. A refined indicator solution. By liberally spray the room with this chemical. Everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these goggles. Here, try them on. Ooh. I'm blue. I don't really know how that part goes fully. But each time I just see blue, I think about that. There. Now spray the chemical indicator about all will be revealed. Spray. How do I do that exactly? I will press on A on the area. Okay. Yeah, so you touched those. Whoa. What is that stuff? It's like fog. A suspension of the chemical indicator is pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. There was another invention I discovered incidentally while I was developing this idea. As you do. Go ahead. Try it, my dear fellow. We may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Okay. I mean, like, I'm just gonna do it bloody everywhere there. Wait, does it... Oh, okay. Literally just gonna press everywhere, I guess. He did something with that box over there. Also, I am covering some stuff here, so I'm just making sure I'm, like, not missing anything. Oh. Okay, that was a bit more obvious, because I was like... That's so many handprints. Why is it... Oh! We have a sniper in our midst. I just love seeing that. Like, oh, what happened? So, there are. A great many indeed. So much so that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact. It kinda, like, if I didn't know what sort of game this is, that is actually kinda creepy with just how many handprints there are on the wall there. Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admitted this picture. Unlikely. I would say it's a rather dull scene after all. And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such a close quarter, I feel. Oh, very true. Oh, sorry, I completely missed who was talking there. I did say before that I have done so much programming today that I completely am not fully awake. Okay, so there's a lot of handprints there. I'm just gonna do a bit more here. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes it doesn't do anything. And sometimes when I press many times, it actually does work. Am I missing a place here somewhere? I'm like spraying everywhere right now. Hello? Am I supposed to like hit something special here? So he did touch that cup, and he touched this cup, Touch the chair, of course. And touch that. Am I supposed to do something here? Okay, so it's the same here. So I'm guessing I need to find something more. Sorry, but whenever I do this, because I have the chat there, I'm like trying to just see if I'm missing something around an area or somewhere. I don't really know what I'm looking for. Like, why didn't that work before? Or was I just too far up? Okay. I know what, like, I thought it would be some here, because it literally, like, takes away the bricks to put out soap for the winter. But I feel I'm supposed to, like, look for something more. Oh, we have another one. We have another casualty. Also, I realized that my mouse has this built-in color scheme depending on what's on my right side of the screen. Whenever I spray, it actually becomes the spray's color. Like, it kind of odded me out there for a moment. What am I looking for? Like, whatever is sticking out is this. But we already know about that. So I feel it should be something else. I'm like spraying like a maniac. I don't really care where I spray. Okay, so I get the feeling that wherever there is something, it does a bit of a delay. Like the chair, because it's actually adding in something to the game. So wherever I can, like, auto-spray is literally nothing there. Oh, there we go. There was something more I missed. Yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprint. Why are there so many of them on the floor in this one spot? Oh, perhaps he had just a bad fall just here. There's nothing obvious that would have tripped over, though, is there? To be honest, it looks more like we'd be able to trip from that plank. I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there is nothing obvious to trip over. I think that's something only a great detective would do, Mrs. Sholmes. Or someone with very bad balance. Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation. Well, the thing is, like, there was that envelope over there, so I just thought, like, there might be something by the floor. But apparently I just missed where exactly. We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say. Yeah. The handprints on the floor there. And on the wall by the picture you made. Yes, and I think the floor warrants close investigation. I won't be a moment. Wait, do you mean you're just gonna... Oh yeah, she is. What happened? What is it, Miss Sasuto? Look here, Miss Naruto. One of the floorboards has popped out. One of the... I mean... It's a secret hiding place. Always under the floorboards. Excellent work, Miss Sasuto. So, what do we have in here? Boy, what do you lot doing? Inspector Gregson. Stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate here. No need, Inspector. You continue to dig in your portion of ships, while as we dig around under the floor here. Also, I do love his fish and chips. It's literally like just a resurrectional fish. I don't know why, but for being such a, like, the way it's texture and stuff, it really looks yummy, to be honest. A little bit of evidence is exactly what I need. Wow, secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. It's not a hiding place you can make use of in Japan. I don't think it could lift a straw tatami, man. No, I know, but I never expected one of those wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there too. Aren't you curious? Oh! I'll investigate at once. I do love how determined she looks. Like, ooh, there is something there. There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall. How disappointing. But then, how do you explain the handprints? I really can't think of anyone who would have been touching the wall over and over in a place like that. Sholmes, what did you do? There you are. A print for you. Oh, look, he actually has all the handprints with it. Also, I'm just gonna look closer on that thing. But why? I don't know yet. For right now, this doesn't mean much. Thank you very much. Now then, I wonder if Inspector Grayson found anything on the floor there. I am desperate to know. So am I. Grayson? Do we actually have to, yeah, we have to apparently interact with you. You have apparently frozen in time. Could you please move around a bit? I'd love to know if there is anything hidden underneath that floorboard there. Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we are acquainted. Acquainted? Ugh, I don't know. Inspector Gregson, really? It's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends. We're not friends. No, I suppose not. Well, talk about defeat. A dismal fate. Yes, I heard. I also want to know. Alright then, fair is fair. What? You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose it'd at least fill you in. Really, Inspector? Thank you. Do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's as he blows with the wind, as fickle as a feather. Oi, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clip, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know? What is the newspaper clipping about? Hold on. I cannot see because it's very... Who is that on the picture? Can we see a closer look? It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving time up in Manchester. How terrible. It made the headline down to London as well. The bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got to him first. Oh my goodness, we commit a capital offense. And by the names of Selden. Nasty piece of work unto burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000. A hoard of treasure, you mean? A jewelry they like, but it hidden it somewhere and no one knows where. And now he's dead. The only thing I know about is that our friend said that the lodging he is in is cursed and haunted because someone died there a time ago. Now my thought is that what if it was that guy And his hoard is somewhere out here. Oh god. And that's why he's here. The papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell. Or something such as the headline. Does it not strike you though? Why such an article would be so carefully enclosed under the floor? I suppose now you mention it, it does seem a bit long. As we go with the paperwork, we got on Sheldon, back at the yard and see if we can turn anything up. I'm gonna see if I can check the picture a bit closely. Because they kinda reminded me of someone. Manchester Railways Prison. Announced the death of convict murder burglar Sheldon by natural causes in the early hours this morning. He has been suffering with fever since the end of October, alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate. Medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out. But I cannot see a picture of him. Okay, so what about the photographic print? I think I recognize that boy there. Hold on. Oh, Jesus, Yeah, okay, so one of them is that guy, and the other one is someone we don't know. Okay, so the one to the left on that picture is the man who owns this house. And I think on the right, I don't know who that is, but I think that, let's see, this woman over here actually had a photograph of him on at the table or dresser or whatever. And I do wonder if that is why Shakespeare no, I'm saying Shake. It's not Shakespeare. Jesus. Because he was actually in her dorm at the hospital because she was the victim of the last trial with a knife in her back, but she survived that. I do wonder if that is why he was checking the picture. Perhaps. Yeah, I think it actually is him, because it does actually have the same sort of like pencils and stuff. Brushes. Yes, it would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Gary Deb, the landlord, of course. But who's the young man on the right? Mr. Gary Deb's son, perhaps? Perhaps. You can take that print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows the identity of the young fellow, that is. Is that true? Well, it's too bad if we do. Unfortunately for you, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. All the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. Jesus Christ, it more or less never quits this guy. This guy is relentless. I wonder why the photographs was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamsfair himself isn't in it. A photographic print are still rare treasure in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garrett was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. Okay, so the tin box. Now, this tin box is interesting. Looks interesting, doesn't it? Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind the case, it wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. It's completely empty. What? Shamspear, give me a clue, man. He really doesn't like when there's nothing he can find there.
You didn't even have a chance to utter a word, Miss Naruto. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
Yeah, thin air. Thin air in a thin box. Oh, it's empty. Not like how I feel inside. There's nothing more in this box. I wonder. Can I get the box? I got everything else. Cat. Yo, kitten. Hello. That's our friend's cat. We're taking care of it later on. And I know that because this is technically a flashback from earlier. From in between two cases of the first game. Because this is the second case of the second game.
Oh look, it's a lovely little kitty cat. What was his name?
It's Miss Natsuma's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Why don't we call him Wagahai? You know, like Miss Natsuma refers to himself in Japanese. I wonder how we got in here. Clever cat.
Oh, wonderful. Well done, Wagai. Here's something delicious I brought for you. From the cat's meat man.
It's a nice looking cat. It's adorable. Also, were you just walking around with food for a cat? For how long? Why it looks so cozy there. Are you back to the floorboard? Okay. I just hope we can bring some happiness to his owner too. Oh! Making it comfortable for himself. I'm gonna check out Wagai then. Hi there. Oh, do a big stretch. Oh, look at that stretch. That was a cheeky little meow. Okay, so it's just do that.
Oh, but it's adorable. I could sit and watch him forever.
I think he may not appreciate that after a while. And we have an investigation to get back to. I don't think really cats care as long as you don't touch them. Like, whenever they do something, it's like, doesn't really matter. And I'm like, no, there's nothing here. Okay, so right now, oh, I'm gonna. Technically, I was supposed to move, but I am actually gonna do. Oh, apparently I was done with him. So I think I'm done with everything. For some reason, the cat is capable of going back and forth however he wants. Either that, or he was already in here. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the hospital. Because there's Miss Green. And I'm pretty certain that on this picture... Oh, there's a photograph in this frame here. Yeah, you see? I did say I recognized him from somewhere. So I believe that's why Shamsur was in here, because he was looking at some painting or something, I think she said. And apparently the Shamsur literally was just like, I don't know, quoting himself out of that thing and just said goodbye. So he's interested in this man. Looks like he's about the same age as Miss Green, I would say.
My, Miss Naruto. I didn't know you had sense for matters.
Technically, I've already read this. Actually, we could do... Hold on. Oh, I cannot present anything. Shit. I'm gonna check if I... No. It's done. Okay, so if you cannot present anything for her, I am gonna go to his room. Is he here? No. Damn it. It's not here yet. Nothing. I know that because there's no text and nothing really happens. Might I not be done in here? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna It might be that I actually need to find something first. So I am... Well, technically, I often just do that in cases. Okay, I can just use the magnifying glass. Wonderful. Nothing interesting there then. I already checked this one. And this just shows handprints. So... What now? Like, I've already checked this place out. I've checked Wagai out. There's nothing here. I've checked that out. I've checked Gregson out. I've checked the window out. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hello. Okay. I'm gonna check outside. Nope. Nope. Ah, no. Okay. I know that because I've played all 3 games plus more. So I know some of the mechanics of this game. Like whenever I do something and update the game for some reason. Like I have the evidence I need, I have something else I need. Then when I get to a place I'm supposed to be, it more or less updates the time and then something happens. So that more or less means I am not done somewhere. Oh god, I just don't know where. I cannot do anything with these. Other than just check them in more, but... It is the same face though. And I think Raga is just gonna do the same thing here. I'm like more or less too tired to actually figure stuff out right now. I'm looking for something. Looking for something, but I don't know what. Also, I don't know if I'm like seeing everything. Hold on, I'm just gonna move the chat a bit. Because I don't have my camera on here, so I can like check everything without having it in the way. But we have checked everything in here. Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna see if I can find out something. Okay, let's go to the... There we go. Yeah, I just need like a little push here. Like even if I have a drink, the drink is mostly for my throat, but like even so, like my head is like gone. There we go. Investigation. Talk to Grayson. Present children's article to add dialogue up. Why would I need to do that? I'm pretty certain you talked about shit like that already. That was odd. So apparently I just had to present the things he gave me to him, I guess. No. Huh? Wait a second. This doesn't make sense. Okay, so examine Gregson. Talk to Gregson. What's your option 1, 2, and 3? What the fuck? What is that? Did they present hidden photo to add dialogue option? Present Sheldon article. How the fuck? I cannot do that. If I have to present something, I have to talk to someone. Gowl. Wait, hold on. What the hell is a gowl? Move to Gowl and talk to Suseki. Soseki is in the jail, but we already been there and there's nothing there. What the fuck is going on? Hold on. What is going on here? Gregson? It literally also says examine the cat. I have examined the cat. What is going on? Also, welcome, Mumble viewers, to the stream I'm holding. I'm a bit like half naked right now, so I had to just get myself a bit of a push on what to do here. It literally just said, talk to Gregson, option 1, 2, and 3. Which I've done. Can I press... No, I cannot present anything like this. Because it literally just says, present Sheldon article to add dialogue option. And present photo of the... to add dialogue option. Which is the two things we got from him. The problem is I cannot present that, because to present that I need to be here and in conversation with someone. It also says examine the cat, which I have done. I'm pretty certain I've been to jail already and checked that out, right? Yeah. So there's nothing here. It's like it literally says move to Gaul. I don't know if they just like misspelled something, but Soseki is supposed to be here. And that you're apparently supposed to talk to him later on. I don't know what I'm doing. Is there anything called... There's nothing called Gaul here, right? No, there is not. Just have to check, because what the fuck? Move to Professor Champster's flat. Examine the room. Teacups, soap, window breaks, coin, yeah. Examine Sholmes. Spray on the area where the paint, yep. Spray on the floor, on the right table, on the scrap of envelope, yep. Yep. Examine Gregson, have done that. Talk to Gregson, option 1, 2, and 3, yes. Present Sheldon with the art... Present Sheldon... No, wait, Sheldon article, which is the article we had, to add dialogue option, and present hidden photo to add dialogue option. With whom? There is no one I can do that with. Okay, I'm gonna do something here just because this is the only thing I've not done, but often it doesn't need anything. So I'm gonna converse with her a bit. So today's trial, how did you think about that? It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand. I know. Not only that, but then finding out that it is actually a bare-faced gas thief as well. Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while it seems as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san's poisoning the tea. Careful of your phrasing, Suzuki-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Shamsper than we yet know, I'm sure of it. Yeah, I believe he's looking for like the lost treasure. Because apparently this dude died in prison before his execution. And apparently has a hoard somewhere of just money. And he also has this picture hidden in his room, which is the same room as the owner, which is the guy on the left there. But he also disturbed the woman who had the guy on the right on a print or a picture. So he is up and he's looking for, I believe, the treasure. I don't know though how that guy is connected to that. Perhaps it must be like that guy, like the prison guy's son. Mr. Shamspeare certainly wasn't a noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at first. What's become of him, actually? I was told he'd be returning to a hospital ward where he was receiving treatment. And that's where we actually went to see him before. So I already know that. Oh, which one is that? So technically this was probably used to be able to give me the information of going to the hospital. But often I never really do these conversations because it's mostly just, I'm stuck, can you give me some tips? So I kinda skipped this one. That might be my undoing this time, actually. We know the place, don't we?
Yes, we visited Mr. Green there yesterday. Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken.
Ah, yes, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back.
You be careful of your phrasing, Miss Naruto. He didn't stab anyone.
Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. Yeah, we already know that. We checked that. That's where we met Champspear, and yeah, something was very up with him, and he's always up to something. So, we know that Soseki-san took the tea to the victim on the night in question. But as he isn't the culprit then, obviously.
Yes, the poison surely wasn't in the tea.
But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get Miss Champspear's body? How did it get into the body? I have no idea.
I'm sure we can find a clue out at the scene. There must be something in Miss Champspear's room that will help us solve the mystery.
Well, the mystery of what he's doing there. But not much more. Well, naturally Scotland Yard's detective have been over the place already. But it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think.
Definitely. I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap.
Because he used that as a coin to be able to pay the gas bill. Because they actually have these like laundromat stuff. And literally just put ice in there, which worked. Just made a hole in the bottom, let the water pour down, and no one noticed a thing. Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we can ask him about that. Kazuma Asogi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. He really saved my bacon in the horrible incident just before we left Japan. Yeah, so I have his armband and his sword because he died on the way here. The worst part is that we managed in the last game get a telegram that apparently was in Japanese that no one really knew about. People knew about it because it was like top secret. The government knew about it. But people didn't understand what it meant because it wasn't just normal Morse code. It was actually Japanese. And it had the name of Dr. Wilson, which is Iris's father. More or less Dr. Watson in a way. And also Kazuma's name. So, I don't know. I think it was other names as well, but I kind of forgot which one. Also, for being inside on a boat, there is some windy winds in here. I don't remember if anything actually happened. I don't... Oh! Hi, Turtle Girl! Welcome to the stream! Sorry, I have been doing a lot of programming, so I completely more or less just misnoticed that hey-oh there. Like, my brain is just half working right now. Yeah, we're just doing a bit of reminiscence here right now. A reminiscence, I think it's called. I don't remember. Because I'm trying to figure out how to continue this game. But it just tells me something I'm not capable of doing. So I went back to where I hadn't done something and tried that. Which is technically just speaking about how the day went. So I mostly just like recapped the last game and stuff. Of the information we got. It was kind of fun. I was like so gone before that when I started the game, I was confused why we started here. Because I know we did not win the trial. And we did not lose the trial either. So I was like, did I start at the wrong save? But it just hit me that we needed more information. So we had another day to investigate. I was like, wait a second, why are we here? I'm supposed to just be in court. I don't wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes hold of me every now and then, that's all. Yeah, like he always, like, there was some times when he actually did talk about something, but he never like told us what it was. It was mostly just like, also I'm just gonna do something because I cannot see how long I've been streaming. There we go. Yeah, this is the Shamsware trial. So we haven't really learned much more. But we managed to find, I'm gonna see if I can show you here. We managed to find this one, which is a article about, let's see here, Selden, which died of either cold or a fever in prison. But apparently there are some rumors that he had a hoard somewhere of just a lot of money. And this was hidden under the floorboard in Shamsware's room. Also, Shamsware also had hidden there this photo. And I did, like, of course you would recognize the left person, because that's the owner of the house. So that more or less makes a sense to why Shamsware is there. And then it's the question where the person from the right is. But we did actually meet Shamsware before in the hospital, because apparently we're supposed to go back there because of checking up he's not gonna die because of the poisoning. And he did actually argue with Miss Green because he was looking at her artwork or something. And she got rather pissed about that, and he just became like oblivious about everything. Like, oh, but man cannot, like, man's eyes cannot hear and man's ears cannot see. Like, yeah, just being his normal self. But I did remember that I did see this guy, and it was actually on the photo on Miss Green's dresser in the hospital. So I'm pretty certain that's why he was bothering her. When I have this as my deciding chord, I feel as though it gives me courage. Yes. Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. I don't remember if I actually did hear this or if this is a part of new thing. Karuma. Karamba! I don't remember his voice. That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. A Japanese man's sword is his soul. Okay, this we know. He did talk about this on the boat. A sword is his soul, Rinosuke. Can't be pardoned from his katana. Karuma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two. That you would need such much compelling. On that subject, there is something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And we never knew about what that was. He never told us that. Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Well, of course I will. Whatever it is, I see it through to the end. But what is it? Like, he never told us that. What do you mean by something very important that I have to do? I had hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet, I have not found a single clue. I see. Okay, so that's all. I am, you know what, because I, like, it literally, I had to have a guide here. And I'm just gonna go through the guide again, of where I were before. So I was in Shamsware's place. Gregson checked the floorboard. It says examine Gregson. I did that. Talk to Gregson. Option 1, 2, and 3. I did that. Then it says present Selden article and present hidden photo. The problem is I cannot do that because there is no person there. I'm gonna try to do this now with her because this is the only person I can even talk to. I could talk to him, but only as an interaction. Yeah, I was wondering that as well. It was indoors on a boat, so it was a very windy wind there. Sato-san, what do you think of this? Oh,
dear. What indeed? Let me see.
If you don't know, really, it's fine to say so. I won't hold against you. I'm just gonna do this because I don't know. Okay, it's the same. It's just the... I have no idea. You should probably talk to someone else. Which I will. Let's go. So, let's go back to where it says I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here. Also, Wagahai is there. So it literally says, examine Gregson. Done that. I have talked 1, 2, and 3. I've done that. And when I did the third, Wagahai just came through the open place there. Oh, big stretches. Big stretches. I've more or less just done this the third time now. So, the problem with this guide is, like, there is nothing I can do. As it says, present Selden article to add dialogue. The problem is I cannot do that because I don't talk to anyone right now. And there is no one here other than us. Also, where the hell did actually Sholmes go? Sholmes was with us in here. Where the hell did he go? It's a newspaper clipping. Yeah. So this is literally the same thing. And literally continues like that. I'm pretty certain the tin box. Either we will go back to the selection. It won't give us the tin box. But it's like just ends there. And that updated something which allowed us to have Wagahai in here. Which meant I did something good. The problem is I don't know what to do else. I can try again to just go to the prison. I think I'm supposed to go to prison because it says after presenting the Selden article and present the hidden photo. I've also examined the cat, already done that 3 times. It says move to Gaul. I don't know what Gaul really is. And I'm gonna talk to Suseki. And technically Suseki is in here, so I'm pretty certain that Gaul is supposed to be prison. I just don't know why they spelled it like Gaul. Why they even try to do that. But I've already been in here and there was no update before. Oh, there's an update now. So apparently we had to just talk to... Susato. Good God. Oh well. Oh, Miss Natsume is back. So he is. Miss Natsume, hello. Does he even have socks on? Isn't it that really cold in there? I am a cat. Sorry. I do not know Miss Natsume nor Herlock Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes. I do not know anything about court or trials of old babes. I'm a cat. And what I am, just a cat. He's trying to escape from reality. Well, he's at least not trying to escape prison, apparently. Trying to... He already has completely. Just reach in with a hand and smack him on the face. That would work. Just a little nice smack. So, what's your name then? As yet, I have no name. He's not Hoodoo. He hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality. Do you think you could open your eyes for us, Mitsunatsume? And there we have Mr. Twitchy Mustache Man. I am not a cat. Well, that was fairly bloody easy. It worked. It's back to the real world. Yeah, just needs to open his eyes. What's going to become of me? Don't answer that, it's obvious. An accused soul is never going to escape this cursed fate.
It's not Suma, no. This morning proceedings in court prove that there's hope.
Yes. Lockham student Miss Naru Esquire was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent. In court, in my lodgings. Yeah, okay, you are absolutely losing your nuts. What's this looking straight at me for? I have no idea. I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes, we must. Can we talk about Wagai? Actually, I'm gonna present the stuff just to see if he knows anything about it. Just because it told me to do something like that. Okay, so I don't think I'm supposed to give him anything, actually. So I'm just gonna skip that. Okay, let's go. So this morning's trial. In my whole life, I have ever been so moved as I was today. No. Yeah, of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps one or two other occasions that moved me more. But if I just blocked those out, then today, being in that courtroom was the most moving experience of my life. Lockham student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. Well, you're too kind. Also, technically we have done this already before, so which one was the best? The first one where he actually got free, or the second one where he needed another day? Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deducted, and are analyzing it as we speak. There's nothing wrong with that tea! Oh, Jesus, Oh, hello, yes, thank you. He is absolutely a nutcase. Tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night? Yes, most definitely, I remember. Drink tea while it's hot. We both poured it down our throats like it was hot bath for our bellies.
And at the time you were both completely fine.
As shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shams were then engaged in Romeo and Juliet match. I suppose the focus tomorrow in the proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. That's odd, because everyone says he took the tea afterwards. Not this guy, but the other guy. That rotten Shamswer, what have I ever done to him? I don't recall him taking issue with you or over anything you've done recently. I've been holed up in my room, immense in books. I don't recall anything at all. Right. But what I don't understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
Let you know what, Mr. Natsuma?
Yeah, about the soap, of course. What else?
Oh, dear. Are you struggling with such meager stipend?
Of course I am. I would have chosen a life and a cursed existence into such accursed lodgings. Oh yes, you did say it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, didn't you? Exactly. Especially a room that I rent. The spirit of that capital I was guessing this before, actually, because they did say that he was died in prison, but he did say the spirit of the capital offender who lived there still haunts the place and is trying to kill me. I'm pretty certain that that's why Shamsur was there, because the capital offender owned one of the rooms. It's just that Shamsur has the wrong room. Capital offender? Might I ask, Mr. Lockham student, Mr. Naruto Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring scores of super soft soaps. Why? Also, apparently, I am gonna present him with this. Was this the guy?
What's this?
It's a newspaper clipping that we found in Mr. Shamster's room.
So he knew, did he?
Sorry?
About this man, Selden. A convicted killer, the evil spirit behind the curse that afflicts my lodgings.
What?
He has already taken one man's life and now is trying to take the life of another. A miserable mustached, much mangling Japanese man, Jesus.
That wasn't the easiest to get out of me, to be honest. Holy crap. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you know about this evil spirit. So I was right, the guy has actually been there. Also, you did say that it took the young man's life. Does that mean that the young man rented your room or was in there somewhere?
The truth is, I didn't know the titles myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now. At the time, he was hiding out in his lodgings at Mr. Garrideb's house.
But he lived where you do now.
That's right, yes. Exactly where I live now, in my very room.
Oh my, your room was previously occupied by a criminal. Found guilty of a capital offense.
But before this sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. And that's when it started. The curse.
What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Miss Natsume?
It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison. A man died in the room. The man who rented after the Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from inside.
Locked from inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So, that's the convict's curse, is it? I do wonder though. So we managed to find some handprints or skin prints, as Mr. Shoms want to talk about. So we found one on the floorboard which hid these things, and then a lot of handprints around here. So the thing is that to the left is the scene where Wagahai came forth. But I'm pretty certain Wagahai is in Mr. Soseki's room. So I'm wondering if the rooms are just by each other and if there is a hole. So why he's standing like that very often is because he either tried to hear something or he's trying to look through a hole. That's what my guess is at right now.
Yes, well, that was the start of it.
So, what more is it?
Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Miss Natsume?
The official cause of this was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas.
Gas?
I only found out that after I'd signed the lease. When Mr. Garrideb came to tell me, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, is why this guy feels he's as hard to breathe some nights. Because it is because of the goddamn gas. And now you believe this curse is affecting you.
It is, at first. I just felt as though I was being watched. All the time.
Okay, so there must be a hole somewhere that the Shamsphere is actually looking through. And then you talked about having nightmares, did you?
The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. And the room is cold as ice.
But why is your room so cold?
London winters are cold to bear without any heating overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas.
But yeah, that's terrible. Like, it's not a nightmare that you're being strangled. You're more or less being strangled by gas. And then there's what's happened with the Shamsbury last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more that the incident that it can be explained by a curse, though. Whatever can be the cause of all these strange happenings is in Mirza Garadeb's room. Yeah, I guess we're gonna go and talk to him then. I don't really have much more to talk to this guy with. I'm gonna go and check if we can talk to Mr. Garadeb. It wasn't there before, but it might update. Oh, yes, it's updating. It's updating. Hell yes. Oh, you're here now, Mr. Garadeb.
Right belly business, is it? Is it for me, you know? Getting out and about?
Were you at Old Bailey's by any chance?
Not really. Fate of my lodgings hang in the balance and all that. Not a trial to miss.
I feel like many of the people voices I make is more or less the same.
Of course, the place has caused quite a stir around the capital. On more than one occasion already.
I'm gonna try and do this instead, because
Because I often do this kind of voice,
but I'm gonna try and not do that.
as I hold down the lodgings or some such.
Oh, at least he knows.
Make you wonder is what the blaze is going on, don't you know?
Yes, I'm sure it does. In fact, I'm thinking back to Miss Natsume the other trial just 2 days ago. You were at the Old Bailey's as well, weren't you? Testifying with your wife about what happened.
Stopped off at the prison on the way home, in fact. Beastly business.
I see. Yeah, the wife isn't here right now because I don't really know. Probably because of the knife.
So what brings you here to my haunted abode today, huh?
Well, it's actually we wanted to talk about the ballet. The ballet. Okay. Oh, could you actually talk? Can you? Who is? Whoa, hold on. Wait, hold on. Did I do the right thing? Oh, there we go. I apparently pressed the wrong button. Mr. Garadeb, can I ask you to look at this photograph? Is that your son who's with you there?
No, not at all. He was a lodger here once. Duncan Ross was his name.
Duncan Ross?
A street photographer happened to be passing, so I asked him to take a shot. Just for kicks, really.
Also, speaking of kicks, as I did something just for giggles, I don't think I'm actually gonna get an answer from Hololive, to be honest. I never actually expected to get an answer. It has more or less gone a month now, and it said it's gonna take about a month. So I'm pretty certain it is done by now.
Was he by any chance a lodger before Miss Natsume?
Yes, that's right. Ah, the young gentleman who died in the room in mysterious circumstances. Just what Mr. Mustache was waiting for, one might say. Yes, young Duncan lived in the room at the top of the first flight of stairs before that Japanese chap.
Would you mind telling us a little more about him? Okay. Before that, I actually want to present this thing as well. I want to know more. Mr. Garrett, can I show you this? Okay, so nothing there. Also, be standing like that could not be good for your shoulder. Literally, like, it's standing like this. You should sit down. Okay, so now we're gonna talk instead. So, your lodgings.
Some fishy fellow from the Far East. And a failed actor, chap of questionable character, eh? Yes, the house does seem to have become something of a magnet of rum fellows of late. Thanks to that old Bally curse.
The convict's curse, you mean?
Ah, heard the stories, have you? A rotten scoundrel was arrested here. Then the next chap in the room goes and keels over. Then there was that woman who dropped dead just outside the street, not to mention the actor yesterday. Am I next, eh? Well, cannot help but getting collywobble, can you?
When you say the woman who dropped dead outside on the street, you mean Miss Green? Because Miss Green was stabbed by the knife and Mrs. Shamsware was poisoned last night. Are both very much alive still.
Yes, well, so that blasted convict's curse, it seems. Personally, I should be quite content with such lodgings. A bath, a toilet, a fireplace, a fascinating history. Why? It sounds like a lap of luxury.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, perhaps not me neither, actually. Me neither, also. Holy crap. That's why I have this big thing to drink off. Because I need that. Especially when I make voices.
Well, there's no bath or toilet included, and no fireplace either.
But you do look out for tenants, don't you? By watching the rise and fall of the flames in your gas lamps up here?
Yes, never hurts to keep an eye on things. In case there are any mishaps or such like.
Yes, I think that's why. Because of the death of that man, Mr. Ross, I think it was called. It literally is like he's checking that to make sure, like, oh, something is absolutely going on.
I think you have your mishaps already, sir.
That's not helpful, Mr. Sholmes.
Heaven forgive me. The words just came to my lips.
Okay, so your lodgers then.
Some fisher fella from the Far East, and a failed actor, chap, questionable character.
No need for that, Mr. Garrideb. That's right, Miss Natsumi is not way fishy.
He's undeniably peculiar, however.
Is it right that he looks that the vacancy immediately after the previous tenant passed away?
Yes, that's right. I asked the estate agent to find someone and he popped up the very same day. Never came across as a chap too keen for a place with a background, as it were.
I don't think it was the room background he was keen on, so much as the cheap rent, actually. So, how long has Mr. Shamsware been lodging under your roof?
That failed actor chap, huh? Let me see. Oh, of course. It's been 3 months now. Quite sure of it.
Only 3 months. He's quite new here too, then.
And what do you owe your certainly in that regard, Mr. Garrideb? Well, it was that Selden scoundrel, as it happens.
Selden? The convict, you mean? Selden and Shamsware have some kind of connection, then.
That convict chap passed away in the clink of 3 months ago now, you see. So, malady or other.
Yes, we've seen the report from the newspaper at the time.
Well, it was only 3 days later that the tragedian showed his face, the actor fella.
Really?
Yes, I remember it quite distinctly.
This world we inhabit. Prithee, landlord, hear me my request. I, the humble Shamsware, do decide to take my room on the middle floor offered a while for rent.
Very sorry and whatnot, but that won't be possible. I already have a lodger on the middle floor, ground floor rooms vacant though.
Nothing can be made out of nothing. Let me repeat mine, will unto thee.
Those curls must be muffing your ear.
Yeah, do you understand what I'm talking about now? I've said this like many times before. Like, this guy says something, and if someone's trying to question him, talk him down or something, he's just like, says like, he just says something. Like, for example, this. Nothing can be made of nothing. Like, literally, I want this room. You cannot get that room. Let me just repeat myself. I'm gonna have that room. Like, mate, shut up, please. Very well. We have an accord.
Glad to hear it. Welcome.
Right, the frolicking young little boy. I really do not like him. Oh, he's such a weird ass person. There are so many weird person in games like these, especially like the Ace Attorney games. But some of them are just so insane.
From what I heard in court today, it sounds like the chap was thieving gas. It was 3 months in arrest with a run too. Yes, the fellow has a belly player, right?
Thank you for your candor, Mr. Garrideb. We're most grateful. But way of appreciation, allow me to say 1 or 2 words. What are you doing, mate? Could you stop? Shakespeare, my dear fellow. One of his most famous lines. I wish to divulge my own learning of the subject, for I have turn of literature too, you know. Perhaps you could turn your attention to more apt lines then. So I think that Champswer is the one more or less taking out the tenants. So those times ago when Mr. Katsumi came, it literally just came the day after. So I'm pretty certain that Champswer killed the other person by doing something with the gas. And then we were supposed to move to the next room. But unfortunately, our friend came before that and he couldn't do shit. So I guess he tried to do that again, but for some reason he failed this time by suffocating our friend Sasaki. So that's interesting.
Yes, Duncan Ross. A young chap attending the art school. Had to work to pay for it, mine. Moved into the middle floor room a year ago, after a criminal Selden was arrested. Young students are always on the hunt for rooms with a history behind them.
A history of cheap rent, maybe, yes?
Yes, well, anyway. It was one morning, about a month ago now. I quite worked out the old trick of watching the gas lamps to see what my lodgers were up to at the time. So sadly, I was rather tardy to discover what had happened. The smell of gas that alerted me it was.
Ah, yes. Synonymous with the smell of death.
I called the police straight away, of course, and the officer kicked the door off the hinges. And once we got inside, we all badly collapsed. Because of the gas. Yes, room was full of it. No air at all. The stove must have gone out while the poor chap was sleeping in bed.
So Mr. Russ suffocated to death.
Of course, the police gave me a sound ticking of it because the gas pipe were so old and all that. Can't tell you how much it set me back to have the lot replaced all over the house.
But even after you had all that work done, Miss Natsume says the same thing. That the stove goes out at night while he sleeps in bed.
Well, that's a bally curse. A convict's curse. I've done my duty as a landlord now.
So, wait, he did say he did replace them. So it might be that before they didn't have this sort of same system, because he said it was filled with gas. But it only holds for like 2 hours or something like that. So before it must have like had a non-stop kind of thing that you had to turn on, turn off somehow. I don't know because I don't know how it works here. But then after that, he changed the system because of what happened. And I think Shamsur is trying to do the same thing, but because of the whole after 2 hours is off and the gas like doesn't do anything, I believe that might be why. Because it doesn't continue the cycle. That reminds me actually. Yes? About young Duncan. The night before the poor chap perished, he'd been writing a letter of affection to a young lady.
A love letter, you mean?
Yes. Where did I put it now? Here it is. Left it on my desk.
I'm actually glad he cares so much about some of his lodgers. He actually kept that thing. Just like it was supposed to be given to someone, he doesn't know who, but it's not like trashing it, he just like keeps it there. So if like someone knew it was for them, it was like, here you have it.
If you excuse me, let me see now, what does it say? To my most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Do you think that we should be reading such a personal piece of correspondence?
My dear Mrs. Suter, that is precisely why I prefaced my reading with, if you'll excuse me.
I will not excuse you, Mrs. Sholmes, no.
Sadly, it did not address it though. So I have no meaning of delivering the means of delivering the thing. Rather sad. Oh, sorry, really.
I see. That's going to play on my mind. I already know who.
But really, the identity of Mr. Ross' sweetheart has no bearing on the case. I think we should leave it well alone.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Indeed. The intended recipient's address is missing, however. There is a name attributed on the man's most beautiful and charming sweetheart.
Mrs. Sholmes, please, I already had to chastise you about this once.
My undying love to you, my colorful darling. Olive Green.
Yeah, we know exactly who that is.
Huh.
Olive Green? The woman was plunged into a coma after a knife plunged into her back outside the house 5 days ago. The victim of the last case Seki's son was in the court for, who regained consciousness and only yesterday. Jesus, that was a lot of recap.
Miss Nanahuru, whatever can this mean?
You don't know? Miss Green is the woman that was stabbed in the back. We have met her before in the hospital. Don't worry, we're gonna go and see her now.
Reading personal correspondence can have its merits, you see, Mrs.
I can agree with that. Like, you're not gonna read anyone's letter, but if you have no goddamn idea of where it's supposed to go to, then at least check who it's supposed to be delivered to. If you know who it is, then hell yeah, it works absolutely fine. If not, then well, damn. Okay then, thank you so much. We are going back to the hospital, because we have learned some stuff here. Yay! Knowledge. Oh, she's not here now, or she might just pop up in front of us. Don't show Samsur is gonna be here as well and bother her, because he did that before.
Miss Nanahuru, I've just finished speaking with the doctor. It seems Miss Green was well enough to be discharged at last.
This is good news, but hopefully... What is it? Miss Green! What the hell are you drinking? What was that? She clearly hid something behind her back. Yeah, she was trying to point...
Oh, one moment, I will be with you in a jiffy.
Doctors, you really have to check your goddamn things. Mate, you did survive and stab in the back. Could you not, please?
Oh, hello everyone. What you all doing here? The doctor has said I can be discharged. I'm just getting my things together. Miss Green, what were you just doing? Oh, nothing, really. I was just about to take some medicine the doctor prescribed for me, that's all.
Well, we were hoping to have another quick chat with you if that's alright. I do wonder if that key has something to do with it. That would be interesting. Alright, she's definitely behaving strangely. Let's see if we can coax something out of her. Let's do this. Okay. Hospital discharge. So how is it? It's wonderful news that you're going to be discharged, Miss Green.
Oh, yes, I mean, thank you.
Most people are better. The hospital staff don't want them lingering and wasting space. Not people like me, anyway.
So I don't think I should be keeping anyone waiting. I probably shouldn't stand around and chat.
She has a very low self-esteem. I do wonder if it's because, like, they were together and she didn't know about the death. Either that, or she's very sad about it. I don't know. Because I get the feeling that she feels like she doesn't belong. So I am getting the feeling about something like that. Did we get the... No, we didn't get that. Or we get that, but not as an evidence, because we don't need it as evidence. Miss Green, we were hoping to ask you about someone. Mr. Duncan Ross. You knew him, didn't you? Oh. Oh no, I'm sorry. The bottle of medicine fell down when she did.
Oh, Miss Green, are you alright?
I think we shocked her quite enough. Also, I'm kinda glad that the poison thing just went down. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you like that.
No, it's alright. I just wasn't expecting it. But how do you know about Duncan? Mr. Ross had been writing a letter when he passed away. The landlord found it in his room. It was a very personal letter to you. It was at the art school. That's where I met Duncan, a year ago now. He was working to fund his studies. He dreamt of becoming a professional artist one day. And the two of you became romantically involved. Yes, that's right. We're much in love. We were engaged to be married, actually.
Oh, that's sad to hear.
That's why he decided to move into a cheaper room, to save money for the wedding.
And that's what led him to Mr. Gary debt.
Yes, he told me that he found the worst, but the cheapest room in the entire East End. And then, 1 month ago, that's when it happened. We're terribly sorry, Miss Green. Well, it's all in the past now, I suppose.
Oh god, there we go.
Poor Miss Green, she looks desperately sad.
I was starting to think... Sorry, I was just checking my thing. It was just an image of whatever it was on the television. I was starting to think that it was just her look. Yeah, like, she's always been looking like this. Oh! Kit! Hello! I just saw that there, like, my voice. Welcome! Welcome, Raiders, to the stream here. Yo! Hi! Hold on. I'm gonna have to do this as well. This is something I more or less just always forget to do sometimes. Hello, Dank Memes. That's a name. Holy crap, that's a name. There we go. Nope. No. Oh, because I'm spelling it wrong. There we go. There we have to do it. Oh, Arcus. I am gonna try and get that someday. I don't have it yet, but I am gonna get it. People say it's a very good game. How did it go? How did the stream go? How's your day been?
Oh, I do hope you won't think I'm being rude, but...
Also, yes, I'm doing voices for this game. Oh, nice. That's awesome to hear. And you're at least having fun whenever you stream that game.
Would you mind leaving me in peace now? I have to leave the hospital soon.
I wouldn't surprise me. I would say that's what the Pokemon games are mostly about, to be honest. It's your birthday today! Wait, it's your birthday! Oh, congratulations if it's your birthday! Sometimes I'm very confused because sometimes people are celebrating a birthday or a birthday in the future, but because you're saying you're celebrating your birthday, then congratulations. Congratulations to your birthday. No, someone is in here. You were in the same battle for 2 hours. I know the pain of that. I know the pain of that. I am sad to hear because I'm sad to say because I played Devil May Cry last Saturday and I did the same boss for 3 hours. I know the pain. I have to celebrate today because I'm visiting family, so I want to have time to stream. Yeah, but that's absolutely understandable. Like, I do the same thing. Yeah. Also, you do love that. I did actually finish it last time. I was doing 3 hours of just Virgil battle. Oh god, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it mine? I don't think anything is like... If I seem like question about whose internet it is and stuff... Oh yeah, Virgil is good, but like, I am so bad with the tactic and stuff in that game that I cannot change weapon and change style at the same time because I will lose on what weapon I have and what will be the next weapon I will use. That if I started doing that, I will more or less lose all my health and he nothing. So I beat him with nothing, but just different style, 2 guns and a sword. Which people did say would be making it more difficult for me. But I can say it was a great game. I have only played the first game and finished it. A bit of the 4th and a bit of the side one. Or the spin-off, whatever it is. So now I have at least played it 2 fully. But yeah, I know about bad internet. I've had bad internet a lot before, so I know the pain of having trash internet, and I'm sorry to hear that you have that. Oh, that's... Like, I used to have Wi-Fi internet in the forest. And each time it started to wind, the wind just started acting up. I didn't have any internet, and I actually had to cancel my streams because of that. It was so annoying. So I'm so glad to actually have fiber here now. And at home. Because right now I'm living abroad in the same country because I'm studying. But it's nice. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So let's avert disaster. Let's prevent this case from ever happening. With nothing but... Wait, what? What did I miss here? I insist in such exponent preventing a case before it happens. Is that what... Oh, you mean the poison thing? Alright. All the clues you need are set before you. You need only to look, and you cannot fail to see.
You can do it, Miss Naruto. I know you can.
Yeah, no problem, Dank Memes. No problem at all. It's nice to at least just people just stopping by. I hope your internet gets better soon at least, so you can have fun on the internet again. But yes, I unfortunately know the pain. Oh, yeah, that's poison because the rat that used to be alive is now dead. That was a fast-acting thing. What is that? Okay, apparently a mouse. I'm gonna be honest, from my perspective, that's a rat because of what the size is. Don't think I've seen mice, at least where I have been, that is that big.
I think perhaps it drank the medicine that spilled out of the bottle.
Sorry, I just got a flashback of a drunk squirrel. Mostly because my thought just went like, even if it isn't poison, actually is medicine, it might just not be like good for any animal to take. It might actually be deadly for animal to take. And I just remind myself of seeing a squirrel eating fermented pears. And yes, alcohol on that is deadly for the creatures. That creature survived, that squirrel survived, but just the way it acted, it was like holding the bowl, and it was just sort of like... it's just nothing other than just lifting its head like something is going on. I just love that. I know it was dangerous, but if it is alive and it's no tragedy, I can at least afford myself to laugh about that. That of a tragedy about to take place. Yes, because she was about to kill herself. Not joking. She was having that in her hand. She had the letter that is on the table in her hand. We came barging in, and she was just turning around like, nope, I don't have anything in my hands. Alright, I gotta get some... Yeah, go and get some rest. Go and get some rest. I know about that. Do get some rest. The axe. I don't know what accent I have. I'm pretty certain my family loves the like English accent I have. Because I don't speak English normally. I speak Swedish. But I am half English, so that might just be it. Yeah, continue your birthday festivities and get some rest. Get some good rest. And the poor mouse drank acid. Yeah, it's already died. I think it's clear that the bottom must have contained powerful poison. Where did you get that in here? This is a hospital. I can understand they have some weird-ass samples, but for you to actually just manage to grab it, how? I'm like looking around like, is there like an open cabinet or something here or what? Technically there is like an open wall, but that's another question. Don't worry, I'll attend to the mouse presently. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna bury it? What are you gonna do with it? Miss Green, were you intending to get the same way as that rodent? To take your own life? Once we'd left, you would have put it to your lips again, wouldn't you? And taken the poison. Oh, there she goes again.
Miss Green, please tell us.
So yeah, she managed to actually spill that on the floor when she fell down the first time. This definitely feels as though this card must be relevant. I mean, when we first arrived, Miss Green was standing with it in her hand, with what can only be described as a very tense atmosphere. I was thinking first it might be a picture of the guy she was in love with who died a few months ago. But she actually has a picture on the shelf over there. I don't know.
Yes, it may very well be related to whatever incident Mrs. Jones believed was about to happen here.
Or it might just be a note. It might just be a note. Perhaps we should ask Miss Green about it. Okay, so now we have some stuff to talk about here. There we go. So, what exactly will we go up to? 10 seconds later, and we have arrived at a very different scene here. Oh, that was a disgusting one, holy crap. I don't know where that burp came from, but that was not a fun one. In all probability, would I not enjoy this most delightful conversation? Of course, perhaps it hasn't been quite so delightful from your perspective, Miss Green.
Actually, in a way, now that everything's about in the open, I feel like a weight has been lifted.
If you're wondering why I'm looking there, it's because I have chat just above where my camera is and where the item is. My camera on that is not visible on this screen, but the chat is. Because I feel it's much easier to be able to see chat there than when it's there.
Well, with this being a hospital and all, when the doctor comes to examine me this morning, he always leaves the medicine cabinet open for a while. So I snuck into this out when he wasn't looking.
What do they have that for? Excuse-moi? It conspicuously lacks a label. I wonder what it contains.
I'm afraid I don't really know. But I thought if I drank it, I might just stop the pain somehow.
Oh, don't say it like that. Trust me, that's not helping anything at all. No. It's just, I would say it's more of a seed of pain, to be honest.
Oh, please, Miss Green, don't talk of such things.
Well, it seems clear now that it contains poison.
Yes, that poor little mouse is proof of that. Oh, no. Oh, it's all my fault. What have I done?
I shall remove this to my office, Miss Green. I take it you have no objection.
No, none.
Yeah, so she doesn't really have the best self-esteem.
Neither does the sender's name or address appear to be written on the envelope on the card. It arrived by post at my home the day before the incident that put me in the hospital here. I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross.
That's interesting. I'm pretty certain it comes from Mr. Champspeare. No problem, Tall Girl. Always nice to have you here, but people have things to do. I sometimes have things to do, so that is all fine and dandy by me. So have a good evening, Turtle Girl, and I will hopefully see you on Thursday, which I don't really know what we'll be playing then. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 PM on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It's a matter of utmost importance. What day is it today in this game? Wait a minute, the 17th of this month. That's the day you were stabbed on Briar Road. The funny part is that she got stabbed by mistake and survived it, because we know where the knife came from. Does that mean that she was lucky enough to survive this encounter of just a random knife flying through the air, because it was literally just a random knife flying through the air, and actually didn't meet the good person?
And 5 PM.
It's precisely the time when the incident occurred. That's... what was going to happen? The Slug and Salad. Yes, a pub northern corner of Briar Road. Briar Road. Being a street... wait, hold on. We actually have a bloody map. Does it actually show us where it is? No, it doesn't. It shows the books. The book places, because that was important in the case that came before this. On the first game, because this is like a recap episode in the second game. Hopefully I at least make sense whenever I say that. Does this mean that...
Yes, I'm sure we guessed. That day when I was stuck in the back by the knife, I was actually on my way to the Slug and Salad.
So that's what you were doing on Briar Road that day. That's good. Well, not good, but that's interesting, I mean.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything before.
Well, technically, you didn't need to say anything before, because it didn't have anything to do with now. Because sure, she got stabbed in the back a few days ago, but that's because that happened. It has nothing to do with, like, why she was there. That has nothing to do with it.
I think I really have to ask you to excuse me now. I've told everyone, and I've told you everything.
Yes, I'm very sorry that we have to drag up such painful memories for you.
No, it's fine. Miss Green. Please, promise us you won't try to do anything like that again. Yes, don't worry. Your detective friend has the bottle now anyway. And besides, I've been stabbed in the back and had a close shave with a bottle of poison, and I'm still here. I think I'm destined to see things through the end. I might sound a little conscient, but hold on. As I said, I'm not fully English, just so you know. Conscient. I have no idea. But well, that's how all this has made me feel.
Well, she doesn't look as nervous as she did before, at least. Leaving Miss Green and St. Bartholomew's behind, we made our way back to Baker Street with Mr. Sholmes. Well, it would appear that we've reached the end of the investigative trail for today. Also, how long have I been? Oh, it's actually kind of fine. And Norahudo, did you discover anything that may be of use to you in your court tomorrow, do you think? Details about Mr. Shamswear, Mr. Garrideb's lodgings, the convict, Selden. There are many facets to this case, and we're yet to see to the heart of it, if you ask me. That's my feeling, anyway.
I can't help wondering about the result of the analysis.
Into Miss Natsume's tea, you mean?
Yes, when they have found the strychnine.
As I said, I cannot pronounce some stuff. I am sorry if I'm butchering it like a madman.
I did or not.
Well, I fear that either way, it will be hard to escape the grip of our friend Mr. Reaper.
Oh dear.
Yes, Barak van Zeeks. My hair is in my eye. But I wish you every success, of course. And though I was late to rise this morning, tomorrow will be a new dawn. I intend to spring from my bed at crisp hour and attend the trial.
Mr. Sholmes, you're going to come?
Indeed, whatever happens, I shall be there. Assuming my eyelids cooperate in the morning. Yes, because we did tell him yesterday that we were going to have a trial this morning, and he absolutely forgot that. Well, I think we're done all we can. All that's left is to remain focused and keep fighting for Miss Natsume's cause until the very end. Let's go! I do really enjoy these games. I have played all of them, to be honest. I really hope they can actually make remakes for the other ones. The Spirit of Justice and Dual Destinies, because I really do want to stream those as well. I'm sure if they would, like, I'm pretty certain I discussed this with Daryl one time, but that the Edgeworth game was a bit, the writing in that game was a bit odd. But I would welcome, like, both that and the other one which I've forgotten the name of, because I do actually enjoy these ones. I have these on the DS, but unfortunately trying to stream from the DS is more or less impossible, for me at least. I know there are ways, but to make those ways going through those ways more or less is gonna be absolutely pain. So I just hope that they're gonna continue just remaking those, because they are absolutely great. If they aren't gonna do that, then I might just try and get them on the phone, because I know you can do that. I don't know if I will, but I really would want to play on either PC or console, so I am gonna just keep my hopes up. Are you still imagining that you're a cat? He did that before. He shut his eye and said no, he is a cat. Oh yeah, this is it. Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. It's always good to have a drink here, especially with thought of me doing voices for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yikes.
In my own small way, I shall do everything I can do to help you.
I always appreciate your help, Mr. Sato.
Suffering Suseki is selfishly sidelined.
Welcome back to Earth, Mr. Astronaut Cat.
Good morning to you, Miss Natsume.
Good morning. Good morning, Lockham student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. Listen to you two chatting away happily as the main player of today's trial isn't here.
We're just talking. If you want to talk as well, then speak up.
Why would you do that? Why?
Oh, there. We didn't mean to cause offense, Miss Natsume. I thought perhaps that you had your eyes shut so tightly you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seemed wrong to disturb you.
I was waiting. What's the matter, Miss Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally, that's because I've attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own depth.
Remind me not to read a book anymore then.
Or such like. That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut.
I missed the signs, I'm afraid, somehow. You have to forgive me.
And you mustn't talk of your path leading to your death, Miss Natsume.
That was just an example.
Oh yes, there it is, inner calm. Oh, and there we have the inner calm. What is it like? Multiplied with -1.
You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you abandoned me and returned to our beautiful long-lost homeland.
Yeah, so we all are from Japan.
You've not even been in Great Britain a week yet.
Yes, well, anyway. I intend to see everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth.
I've actually reached an important decision myself.
Oh, what sort of decision?
I shall fill you in after the trial.
Is that about him going home? Because I'm pretty certain we knew about that in the first game. That's kind of fun, because we never had this trial in the first game. In the first game we had the trial before this, which also included this guy as the culprit. And the last one, the last trial. So this is more or less a recap of what happened that fateful day, because apparently there might be some clues about something going on in the present time of the game from this time.
Mr. Sholmes isn't coming today after all. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits.
Either that or a lot of Z's. It's a very clear message, I think, that he's overslept again.
The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Defendant and your legal representative, the trial is about to begin. Make your way into the courtroom immediately.
Good God, you should only know my throat right now. Holy shit. Oh. Today, once again, we have faced the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. It's kind of fun, because people say that even if they're found not guilty, because if the Reaper stands in the stand there, then they will anyway perish. But Sholmes did actually use the disappear from the continent one. I would say that is absolutely what will be happening, because Soseki is actually going home. The other person from that trial, of course, from that game, did actually perish just after the trial. So yeah, I guess some stuff happened like that. So it's just called a Reaper because people apparently doesn't survive after what's been going through there. Did the screen just flash? Hello? Okay. Sure. 23rd of February. Old Bailey. Courtroom. My hair is going down again.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsel of the prosecution and the defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is ready. Yes, the defense is ready. Also, you cannot see that right now, but I actually have a little mouse on my shoulder, which is absolutely adorable.
Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by the lot to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. Just a little bit done. You mark my words.
I feel obliged to say I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me. And please, be as ruthless as you like.
Excuse me? Excuse me, mate? I think that's supposed to be something that's not gonna be in the courtroom, please.
Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I have no sympathy for the man at all.
Look, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. No, I don't have time for this. I've got my own problems.
Oh, may the Lord show us all the light here, and lead his flock to the righteous verdict again today.
The funny part is, he says that, but it more or less all is like clueless half of the time, because he cannot hear what people say.
The prosecution's report, please, for the court. In relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea.
Yeah, do you have the report? Is the tea actually deadly or not? And he's pouring himself a drink. I am guessing it's probably bad news for me then. Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the black girl in the top. Pray, allow me a moment to savor a liquid of a more sanguine hue. In the facts, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here's to you, Inspector.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. And there was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in the little depression on the top of it.
Yes, that's the tea. As long as it's not seen a broth with him that night.
Well, the brain scientists at the yard analyzed it, and yes, you're right, it was tea. There wasn't a trace of strychnine or any other toxic substance in it.
No poison at all.
In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation!
Yeah, that's good. Often it more or less just comes back to like, oh, there was actually some poison in it. Like, oh, great. Well, as I suspected then. Oh, I saw the mouse. Well, this makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Seki Natsume, is blameless. Oh, well, thank you for absolutely abrupting me there. My learn is jumping to conclusion. A typical Nipponese reaction. What? Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soap on the window ledge. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water in the ocean isn't salt?
My words, the water in the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel.
There goes another one of his chalices. How many do you have? Do you like have a bag or something around there with them? Because holy crap. Exactly. Unfitting for drink. Just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamsford, whom the prosecution now calls to the stand. So, you're saying there's no trace of poison in the tea that remains outside, but there is a poison tea. I've said it before in this game, but I do love that I am the only person that has to show evidence about anything, and they just can say anything they want and just continue with it. Mr. Sham? Mr. Shamsfair? Yes, it sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend.
Oh my god. Byleaf, show Mr. Shamsworth to the stand. Oh my god, I really don't like this guy. Mr. William Shamsworth, with a victim of this despicable crime.
Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? For soft was I, Shamsworth, they have a bellyful of the foul liquid given in mine innocence.
Yes, but as was revealed in yesterday's proceedings, the witness is not as innocent as we had perhaps first been led to believe.
Yeah, because he is actually stealing gas by freezing liquid into soap and using them as coins for the gas machine. Literally, hold on, I can show you. So you see this thing? You see the slot above the like lock? That's where you put coins in. It literally just froze ice and just like bling. There we go. I have ice for 2 hours. Okay, I've already done that. By using bars of soap, such as this. He has been stealing gas from the supply company, yes. Oh, may he smile and be a villain. For such was I, Shamsworth. I did have a roomful of the sweet fuel given.
Oh, I really... that's right. Fellow jurors, don't forget this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten. Keep all that about the ice coins to the secret, didn't you? You should have owned up sooner.
Arrest him, I say. Arrest him at once. And let him feel the sting in my tail.
It was kind of fun because there are some people that have puns in this game. For example, this guy is just William Shamsworth, which is more or less a pun for William Shakespeare. But for example, we did have... I don't know if this guy is still here. Oh no, he is. Adron B. Meterman. Because we have Queen Bee Atlamon. So she was talking a lot about stings and stuff. So I thought, like, what is his pun with him being a gas meter man? He literally works for the Altamont Gas Company. I couldn't in my world figure it out. And then I realized that she looks like a goddamn bee. She's the queen bee. So he is a drone bee. He is a drone bee. It took me such a long time to realize that, just because I realized she looked like a goddamn bee and he was working for her. Oh, indeed. By dint of vile and cowardly means, I have plotted to further my own ends, I confess. Though it does not pardon my sins, of that I am sure. If you acknowledge your wrongdoings, what exactly are you doing here? The cowards die many times before their death. And for cowards such as I, death will be deserved. But would it that still be great a crime passed unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of the farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me. Objection! Like, I'm not gonna lie, he's distracting the hell out of me whenever you do those things I'm trying to read. There's no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. Or the defense would assert as an inconsistency will quickly be cleared up by the witness testimony. Is that not so, Mr. Shamsworth? Yes, verily, my liege. I would mostly gladly speak.
Very well. Let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that poison appeared to enter your body through none was found in the tea.
I'm gonna check the time here. We still have time. Yeah, we'll still have time, don't worry. A Japanese man did come to my chamber with tea, brewed in a pot. There was in my cup alone the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coin suffice. Thus it is no surprise that the poison be not found in the tea. I did pour it into the molds of soap. Oh, okay, so he's saying he used the other guy's tea as in the molds, and his own he drank. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, so I have one answer to that. Like, and that's the cups. That depends on who has what hand. Because in this one, there is a ring. Which means the tea has been left for quite a while. And there's been a lot about talking about Shamsur leaving his tea and then pour it out. But now he says that he drank it, but our friend Soseki did not drink it. Which means that this should be Shamsur's cup and this should be Soseki's cup. Because of the ring here. Because he waited for too long. But then it depends on what sort of hand do they use. Because if you can see here, there is a lip ring, if you can see that there. Because there's none on the other side here. Which means that whoever was waiting to drink tea is left-handed. While the other one who drank all his tea is right-handed. The normal way of poison to be administered in my experience.
Quite. Otherwise, it would be disastrous of the poisoner were to mix up the cups for instance.
Wait, did it say like after? The poison was slipped into the cup after tea had been poured. Okay. But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. The absence of a vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. I knew that. Okay. By now, I should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insignificant to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hand. There we go. Sirs, madams, this is true that I, Shamswer, be a common thief of gas. But listen here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, he's gonna stroke it straight again. I just had to say it because I did say something like that before. Like, my head is not with me today. Holy crap. I was sitting for hours trying to program graphic things, which is a pain in the ass sometimes. Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I have nothing to lose. Well, I do declare.
Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, proceed to the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. Okay. No, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. That's odd. I'd say there are still minutes left, so we can still continue some stuff. If you're wondering, I have a schedule. For now, I have a schedule of streaming from 5 to 8 p.m. in Central European time. Because I am Swedish, which means that's the simplest time for me to more or less give out. Because I used to more or less try to do the extra thing, like some other time zone plus minus something, which didn't really work.
Hold it!
So that's how I stream now, because in the days I study as a technical artist, and right now I'm trying to write something about animation. I'm trying to code so I can import 3D objects by code. Oh, it's more or less painful. Sometimes it's funny because I just miss some things, and when I manage to fix it, it's so funny, like, yes, it more or less fixed everything. And then I go to something new and just like, piss, I don't know anything about that. I know thee not, old man, fall to thy prayers. Do I know thee, or know thee not? Methinks this all I know, that thy destiny mingles with mine. You lost me as the first thee. Yeah, he does that all the time. Like he more or less makes sure that people just get confused by what he's saying. Sounds, sir, thou must learn the English tongue afore, thou turn thy hand to lawyering. Well, that's a word. I did, but I must have missed the archaic Elizabethan lecture. Verily, and in truth, it was a fine flavoured brew. Though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as a thorn doth barb the sweet rose. That, dear friends, be the simple truth. Listen to Mr. Shamsbury. He seems in even better form than he was yesterday. Either that, or I'm in worst form. Worst form, not worst. Worst. That fated evening, after I did dine, at Grubb's Grubbery, a local alehouse of the report, not did pass my lips, but a tainted black tea. But behold, the poison was not in the tea at first. Okay, but yes, I am gonna call it here, and because we actually have some